Hello there, cutie pies. We are enjoying the big fat green candles on PulseChain Ecosystem. Can you participate if you've missed out before you even think about buying any other coin? Let me tell you this. PulseChain is still an 11x away differential from flipping Cardano. That's if Cardano doesn't move today. It is still a 20x away from flipping XRP. That's if XRP doesn't move today either. There's a lot of upside just starting. Hasn't even started. Literally, everybody just made so much noise. It sounds very loud, but it ain't really loud. Do you see people dancing on coffins? No. Do you see any PulseChain and PulseX tattoos? No. Has Mr. Westcott Crypto got a beachside Airbnb to go eat some ass for a weekend? No, he hasn't, okay? When you see that, you go, golly gee, maybe there's some euphoria here. We ain't anywhere near started. It's just everybody cheering one single green candle. So what I'm presenting to you is an appreciation of my content that I make for you for free to tell you, look, when a spear goes up, there are leverage in the altcoin systems. For example, if a country's GDP goes up, there are businesses within the main city who would be having big profits. For example, you might want to own the casino, that's PulseX, but there are other smaller ones. Maybe you own a little strip club. Maybe you own a little chocolate factory. Because the GDP of everything's going big. Maybe there's tourism going on. It's the same thing, the same metaphor for crypto. Layer 1 chain is the city. And there's all these roads everywhere. There's all these businesses. There's schools. There's hospitals. Okay, now PulseX is obviously the casino. HEX is just like there's a little island right off the main city, and it's just a big lump of gold. It's just the gold island. That's it, a giant lump of gold just sitting there, and there's people worship the gold. Okay, that's all part of the ecosystem. But there are also little businesses in there. Someone has a pizza shop. Someone makes orange juice. They can have more risk and more reward. ICOSA is one of the opportunities, expansion packs for HEX, the ecosystem. Okay, so now we're talking about the gold island now. Now the gold island, which is HEX, the base money of the ecosystem, ICOSA presents an interesting opportunity because there is a specific window of time. I've been here and I've noticed, and it's all markets. It's the spear goes up, and then there's like a delay effect where the leader's gone up and there's a waiting time. Now, it's not really a waiting time. It's just that the big money, the minds of the masses, we want to see the spear finish a month green. See, right now we're seeing a green candle. So let's talk specifically. So you might see, for example, HEX, right, and PulseChain. Here we are. So this is PHEX, right? This is PHEX. See, it's got a green weekly candle up here. Yeah, this is the PulseChain one, green weekly candle. This is just one candle, right? This is nothing. So we're just seeing this, okay? We're just seeing that green weekly candle. But we know from Bitcoin, when Bitcoin moves up, it doesn't just have like one move up and then everything else bursts. It doesn't do that. For example, you saw Bitcoin move throughout the past few months up green, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up green months. And only when it starts to stop, money rotates around. The real reason is there's money who owns the big core, the big speed, the people who need the big liquidity. They're in Bitcoin. And so when that stops, they start to move it around. And that first rotation might go into Ethereum and also other altcoins, but it's not a direct move. You see, it's a weird part about these markets, friends. Even though the dollar for dollar, the same people don't actually rotate out, it's when the market stops, people wake up. I don't know what it is. It's almost like, let's say you're at a party and you're drinking and everyone's drinking. Woo, we're drinking and there's a list of substances. If you just took the drinks away from everybody and you made everybody just sit down, twiddle their thumbs, they'll start to realize where they are after like half an hour. They're like, wait a minute, what am I doing here again? Who's this girl? I told you not to invite her. She stinks. So these types of thoughts come in everyone's mind when the green candle stops. When the green candle pauses, you have your dopamine is no longer rushing. You know when our dopamine's rushing in our brain? Like, wow, I've got so much dopamine right now. The green candle's going up. Wow. That ascent that dopamine rush, it's amazing. Everyone's just chasing dopamine. But when it stops, you're like, wait a minute. What's going on? Deer in the headlights. You're like, where am I? That stopping, it's messed up. They can do this to us, but it's just the green candle stopping. The green candle becomes red. You watch it on this monthly candle, might become the green candle becomes a doji and becomes red. Just the craziest part is, even your friends and family who don't look at the charts, they feel it. Isn't that wild? They feel it. We're all linked, friends. I don't know, energy waves, spiritual, I don't know what it is, intergalactic demon force, multi-dimensions, I don't know. We're all one organism on Earth, and for some reason, we all feel it. When it goes up, when it stops, the thrill, the anxiety, the fear, we all feel it. It's just that the difference is the people who are winning, they look at the emotion and they go, I feel bad. I've got to click buy. Okay, that's the difference. Whereas 99% of people are saying, I feel bad. Let me click sell to end the pain. Follow my logical brain. You see? Now, this is the important part. We're in that waiting period, okay? So remember, but how am I going to tie this in to ICOSA? You're like, wait a minute, IcosaHedron, the expansion map for HEX? Yes. You see, this is why it's a joke to everybody, but that's good because everyone calls it a joke and no one takes it seriously, and that's why we're going to play some angel music for them because they don't really know what's going on. Or if they do know, they've just made too much money to care. Bitcoin is the spear of crypto. We know that, right? The stock market and Bitcoin could be the same thing, right? So the stock market is the leader of Bitcoin. Then the stock market stops and Bitcoin's like, sweet, let's go. But the stopping period might take a few months. And then, Ethereum follows the Bitcoin. And then the other large layer 1 chains, you might have layer 2 chains after that for Ethereum. Then PulseChain comes out. So we're like going down the risk curve, okay? Now we're going up the risk curve. Up. We're toggling risk up. We're going further along it. So then PulseChain comes in. It's the funny part. We have our own sub-ecosystem here, and there is spear going on. It's the same thing, leader and the lagger. Happens in everything, by the way. Even happens in the meme coins. You might find Doge and SHIB start going wild at the end of the bull market, and that's the final thing for everything to go. You might see that. Okay, now, with ICOSA, though, you are hunting deep value. So when I see this chart, this is the opportunity. You see these red candles, friends? This is ICOSA HEX. So if we go to the actual chart of ICOSA, most people, and that's okay if you do this, most people, you don't want to look at this. Right? I look at it. I love this. This tells me you're still cheap. Okay, I'm like, wow, to go to the ceiling, this is an 8x. Actually, the ceiling's up here, by the way, friends. It's like 9x. Most of you just want to look at the USD price. You don't really care because, look, I get it, friends. I know. It is what it is, man. I tell you, hey, get your portfolio, find out how much Ethereum you could buy out of that. Let's say you have a portfolio of $26,000. You go, okay, that is 10 ETH. Whatever it is. Okay, you're actually worth 10 ETH. That's your portfolio, 10 ETH. Your goal is to try and make that 20 ETH. But in 2 years from now, maybe Ethereum's not 2,500. Maybe Ethereum is 5,000. That's why you've got to outperform ETH. Now, it's the same thing with everything else. This is the chart you all like looking at, the USD chart. Now, if you notice, the USD chart, by the way, has only had one little red candle. So you see this, friends? If you just looked at this, by the way, it's still cheap as hell. I'm just showing you for the future. If you look at this, right, you might say, oh, golly gee, you're going up off the low, 3x, I don't ever want to touch you anymore, all right? Well, that's why, to help you, I put a super trend. This is why, friends, look at this super trend here. And also, we can put just a cute little moving average to see. See the dots of the moving average here? Yeah, you might just track this moving average, and that's your long to get in. But there are people, they don't want to pop, they don't want to touch this. So, but if you look at the ratio, now it might be worth investigating something. So this chart, you're like, oh, golly gee, I don't want to get up. It's off the low. Oh, what can we do? But if we go to the HEX price chart, you'll see, oh my gosh, there's a huge red candle here. What happened? So what happened was there's a big dumper in ICOSA, and they rotated out. I don't know if they rotated out into Pulse or PulseX or HEX. I think if I remember PulseX. But remember, PulseX and HEX, liquidity linked, heavy. So it's effective rotation into HEX. So the ratio has been kept down. So you can see here, this person, by the way, look at this crazy as well. If I add the moving average to this chart as well, so you can see the exponential moving average, having a look here. Look at this. See, it's actually touched it. So, you just wait for the first flip, get the first pullback, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, Uncle Bobby is your uncle. Uncle Bobby, we love you, sir. Okay, so look at this. Okay, this shows you the ratio. Even though the thing's popped up, you get to see, wait a minute, how did this actually form? All from HEX. It's because we are in that opportunistic leader laggard time. There's a window. That's what happens. The leader, the spear goes up. And then only when it stops, do you remember like everyone at the party, they stop drinking? They're like, whoa, where am I, dude? Well, you know that where am I asking? That's when everyone goes, wait a minute. We've gone up a lot. Why are these other things low? See, the smart, actually, no one's really smart, friends. The peanut brains, they will ask those questions. Why are you low? Okay. Other people, what they start doing before even asking, they just start buying random stuff because now they feel richer. This is from the economy, friends. This is how the US Fed manipulates everyone. It's called the psychological wealth effect. So it's because, you know, if HEX goes up, not everybody can sell. It's the same as the stock market. It's the same as houses. It's the same as Bitcoin. When it goes up, not everyone can sell because the marginal price is set at higher. But now everybody dreams. They go, oh, if I wanted to sell, I could. And I could sell, and it's all great. That's a psychological wealth effect. So what do we go do when we feel richer? We go spend more. How do we go spend more? We go spend around the liquidity rails. Now, in an economy, people might go buy tall glasses of orange juice. They might go buy another squeaky chair to, you know, accompany their other squeaky chair, right? They might go splurge like that. But in crypto, because everything is just one click away, the liquidity rails are set up with the beautiful invention of DEX, one of the greatest inventions, friends, is the Uniswap formula. I'm not joking. The greatest inventions ever. Now we can just go, wow, I can go buy everything else. And that's why these opportunities are rare when they appear. But when they do appear, not financial advice, that's why I take them. I take them. Because these are like once to twice a year trades. In fact, what you're looking at now, I'm not joking, this is once a cycle trade. I'm not saying this is going to go up only. I'm not saying, I'm just telling you this is once a cycle. It's just look at this train of reaction, okay? Bitcoin went down with crypto. Bitcoin recovers all of 2023. Sweet, okay? So Bitcoin recovered. Next thing, Ethereum's recovered. Sweet, okay? Now we're waiting for PulseChain and HEX to recover. We just saw the first big flush green weekly candle. So think about that. You got 1, 2, 3 combo now. Now you've got those conditions set. You find that leverage altcoin. Okay. ICOSA is the expansion pack. That's what it lets you do, friends. This is, by the way, just to let you know, if you have any friends and family, you should be staking through the ICOSA platform, IcosaHedron. And I'm just going to quickly go to the website to show you. Okay. This is IcosaHedron. If you go here through the Hedron website, friends, you stake through here. Remember, it's all vetted, it's all 100% safe. Okay, if you go through here, it makes your stake into an NFT that you can move anywhere you want. So if you're doing HEX stakes, which most of you are, new ones, and you're doing it for like 1 year, 18 months or whatever, you got to be using this because here's the thing, man. What if one of your wallet keys gets compromised? What if you have to change your like hardware wallet? What if you have to move? Okay, what if, you know, you're risking your key getting exposed? Really important, because now if you have the NFT of your stake, you can go send it to your new safe wallet. With this, you can't. Oh, sorry, with the existing contract, you can't. It's very analog, very base. So that's why it's super important. Also, it does yes, it lets you get liquidity earlier than your stake, which you shouldn't obviously do, but if it's there, if like euphoria comes earlier than you think and you want to get rid of, like maybe you want to sell a stake, whatever, you can instead of emergency end staking. But this is a big benefit. Like 5 years is a long time, friends. I mean, look how fast the industry moves. Ledger, the wallets, something gets compromised. You want to go move wallets. You have no idea. So if you have the NFT of it and it just sits there, just let you know, right? When it's time for the stake to end, you can just end it and everything's sweet. You get your yield and everything's fine. It's just that your NFT of the stake, the encapsulated stake, it can be moved around. And that's most important. So you can see now, right? ICOSA's got a lot to do with HEX. It is the expansion pack of HEX. That's why this HEX is the spear. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out, right? Oh, wait, HEX is the spear, and HEX has just had its first flush up. So that's why, you know, we're going further along the risk curve. We need Bitcoin to recover, and then we need to know about Ethereum. Then we need to know about PulseChain. Now we need to know about, like, you know, the HEX ecosystem. Now we have this expansion pack of HEX. You're like risk on risk on risk. But that's why we ultimately get to a price target if these work out. That's how you get like 150x. Okay, with like, oh wow, golly gee, you're the leverage 150x faster than everything else. That's how it could happen. Or it could get 100x when HEX only does the next 10x. Right? So that's why combined HEX is about like, 3 cents, EHEX 1 cent, PHEX 2 cents. So it's just a matter of time before the market will find a higher floor. That's why I just showed you that ICOSA-HEX ratio has had 2 red weekly candles. And, the altcoin projects and the memes are still sleeping. But now you've seen, all right, is it worth a lottery ticket? Look, not financial advice. I just think this is just teaching you this is how you do it. Now, you don't need to find a complicated, amazing invention like ICOSA to do this. You do this on PDI, Atropa, Teddy Bear, Paul Pleb with 9-inch. You can do this on the Tangang, any of the meme coins, any of the ecosystem, because it doesn't really matter what tech is. Remember what I said? The community is the asset, not the code. So it's just that this is like a really good expansion pack. Why I like ICOSA is HEX Maxis, in my mind, this is approved because this IcosaHedron, it gives you incentive to stake long. Because if you stake long, you get to mint your Hedron, which is going up over time. Hedron and ICOSA, friends, are basically linked together, okay? So this is the crazy part, They have an incentive to pump ICOSA, and not by pump as in like, I'm going to manipulate it, as in encourage Alex, show support, own ICOSA. They have an incentive, and Hedron as well for us, HDRN, ICOSA. It's just that Hedron's just minted out a bit more, okay, a bit more inflationary, okay, but it's going down over time. So if this goes up here, friends, this is an 8x on your HEX, and if HEX does a 10x, that's an 80 banger, bang, on your USD, 80 banger. It's like 25 extras to get back to the like August 2022 price, the bear market price for ICOSA. So that's why I like ICOSA, because it's not going to be the runner and the ultimate meme coin, but just I like how it just fits in. It adds to the ecosystem. It enhances everything. It is literally an expansion pack, like a Diablo expansion pack, a World of Warcraft expansion pack, and it is leverage on the ecosystem. It is nice in. I don't use the word intelligent, friends, because none of us read intelligent. It's imaginary Ponzi money everywhere, but everything's just a freaking Ponzi out there. So when it comes to these, it makes sense. You can put the pieces of the puzzle together. If you can see a world where HEX goes back to 25 cents, not even 50, man, just 25 cents. Can you see it, friends? PHEX is 2 cents, EHEX is 1 cent. Can you see a world where PHEX is 20 cents and EHEX is 10 cents? If you can, that's a 10x. Well, as they go up, there's more staking going on. And guess what? The yield for short-term staking goes down, which means those people either have to buy more HEX, which drags up ICOSA, or they have to stake longer. Okay, now, if they're staking longer, remember I told you, if you're doing long stakes, you got to do Hedron ICOSA stakes. Why take that risk? Why you don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years, friends. What if your key gets compromised, or you lose, you got to move like wallets, or there's like a massive bug, or, you have no idea. At least you have this wallet. At least you have a wallet with the NFT of your stake that you can always just send it around. Okay, but you just got to think about this. So that's the thesis over the long run. You're like, okay, as stakes increase, there's going to be more people who are security conscious, and also more people cross-chain staking. That might be the key ingredient of the ICOSA upgrade coming on to allow cross-chain staking. So basically, HEX gets advanced. Remember that little pirate island that's connected to the main city right, that you just got to take like a 20-minute boat ride to? And it's got the big lump of gold and the big gold mining, gold cages, lump of gold on the island. Yeah, this is, ICOSA is basically just like, a city built on that little island to accompany everyone, So this is how the pieces of the puzzle fit. Now, don't mid-curve it. This is beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful that I can show you, hey, this is one of the leverage things you can do. It doesn't have to be this. Doesn't have to be like this complicated. There are meme coins out there that do this. Bonk, useless meme coin, because it does 150x, while Solana does a 5x. But it doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's like simple or complicated or whatever. It's, can you see the picture? Can you see the vision? And for this, I think it's worth a lottery ticket. Because think about it, at the end of the day, right? Also, you don't have to rotate your HEX. Like, I'm not joking. If the upside's 100x, if it works out, and the downside's 1 unit, a lottery ticket can go a long way. I mean, think about this. Even if someone had, now don't do this much, but let's say someone had 1% of their portfolio in ICOSA. Okay, if you're confident enough to have 1%, and this fulfills the destiny of your portfolio today, your whole portfolio doubles from that lottery ticket. So if you had a 100 grand portfolio and you had a 1 grand in ICOSA, yeah, by the end of it, this ICOSA earns you 100K. So that's the power of a lottery ticket. But obviously, the hard part is finding a lottery ticket and then getting the good price, because this has just been ravaged. I think this thing used to be 36 friends. The ICOSA HEX ratio used to be 36. So to get it down here, it touched 93% down. So that's the ratio. You know what I mean? So these things, short window of time, but when they appear, I think it's not financial advice. It's just worth saying, hey, downside 1, upside 100. I think it's worth a lottery ticket. What do you think? Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button. I'll catch you soon.